Hiya, buddies. Welcome to Barn Burner here on a Thursday, I believe. But more importantly, whatever day you're listening, tonight is the opening of the NFL season. Your fantasy teams, your betting, your friends, whatever. Do you have any Lions fans in your life? Like, you're kind of closer to it there, Retro. You're in Buffalo. Obviously, it's Bills Nation there, but that southern Ontario area, there's some Lions fans in and around there, aren't there?
There's one. You're speaking to one right now. Samuel Laporta. I'm a huge Lions honk. It took him early in the draft. I'm going to get him into the lineup.
Is that our new intern, Sam Laporta? Who's he?
Rhett just realized he had 2D on his fantasy team and went to the waiver wire and picked up Sam Laporta, or whatever the hell his name is. Well done.
I was saying last night, he sounded like one of those guys that would do the overnight sports updates. Like, and in the WNBA, the Phoenix Sky knocked off I'm Sam Laporta.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah, it is a little bit of that. We made it. Little football tonight.
Oh, buddy.
Right?
It really doesn't matter, right? The teams that are playing.
No. And it's not even like, look, it's Mahomes. It's the defending champs. Like, this is even better. But you're right. It could be Detroit, Arizona, and I'd still be watching.
Wouldn't matter. Yeah, wouldn't matter. And
it's just an extra treat for you. That's all.
We would get into it and be like, geez, I wish this was a better game. But, football's back. Find some way to complain about it. Now, as we sit here, we're doing this, we are live, unless you're watching or listening in the future, in which case we're not. Do we know Kelsey is out? Is that a confirmation? Questionable?
Questionable's the status. That was announced yesterday, which
going to test it today.
Means he's coin tossy in terms of like when they have certain probabilities the teams have to follow when they're designating guys. Probable means you're quite likely to play, and questionable is sort of that.
I see.
And I guess the dilemma the Chiefs are faced with is that he could play for sure. And if this was the Super Bowl, he would be playing, but you risk re-injury or setbacks in recovery if he does play. And how much are they willing to do that in week 1 against Detroit when clearly all eyes are set on a third Super Bowl and cementing themselves as a pseudo dynasty, right?
We know the Lions, though, they're going to bite your kneecaps. If you knock them down, they're going to get back up, and then they're going to go after your midsection or whatever it is that Dan Campbell. But now, who cares? Football tonight. Looking forward to it. Do we have a feel? Because you had the numbers yesterday. Week 1, Mahomes has been unbelievable.
Deadly week 1. His worst week 1 ever. 3 touchdowns. He's never thrown a pick in week 1. He's thrown as many as 5 touchdowns. And the yardage is typically between 250 and 1 billion yards every week 1. So I'm going to attack that in our Betway bets of the day later, perhaps. Very nice. We also got NFL picks coming up tomorrow. Yeah.
Now, will you be watching this game, Retro, tonight, or have you got some basketball or some?
What time is
handball?
I'll have a couple practices. I'll see a good portion of the game. A good portion.
Yeah.
I'll be at that lounge in between the blue rink and the yellow rink.
Oh, it's a good spot.
FCA. It's position A.
How's Jack doing? Jack, as we know, hates the CFL. Jack, why do you hate the CFL?
I'm not getting into that.
No, I know. But,
hate's a strong word, Dean. He has a very strong preference for the NFL. That's a safer way to probably frame that.
Now, he is... do you fancy yourself as an American, Jack?
A little bit.
Yeah, explain this, because you were raised there for a while.
You are an American.
The U.S.
Can't hide it.
An American passport.
So he has a passport. He is American.
Okay. So then you're allowed.
That solved it.
So stop fancying yourself and just come out and say it.
Just be one.
I'm an American.
Okay, there you are.
Why can't we just get along? Let people like the CFL, let people like the NFL. Can you like 2 things at the same time? I don't.
Did we hire an illegal alien here? Is that what?
Shh. Ixnay on the Yankee. Hey. What do we got on the show today? We got the Pinder Report coming up. Is it a busy Pinder Report?
You know what? We had hockey signing yesterday. We had a little Flamesy news leak out from Edmonton, of all places. We got some bad news for one of our pals. And we got guys getting paid in the NFL as well. So there's lots there. And nugget for you. We have an Aussie Brad, and dare I say, maybe one of the strongest Aussie Brads.
Oh my gosh.
Which is saying something, because this guy don't miss. He's like Pat Mahomes in week 1.
Is there a theme to it?
There is, and it's a theme that has not come up before. And he is a more avid viewer than perhaps we knew. We didn't know whether he watched or listened or how often he was in, but he's spotted a very small detail on the set and is well aware of what's going on around here.
Yeah.
He's
I like that.
Yeah.
He's a VIP.
Shoot or shoot.
Yeah, he's a VIP. We also I've got there's just some obviously Aussie Brad is where it starts and where it finishes. And I why don't we do the Pinder Report, because I do have some stuff, but I don't want to peel anything away from you.
All right.
I start blabbing, and then you've got it in the Pinder Report. As we know, the Pinder Report takes precedent for sure. The Pinder Report, a presentation of Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall, online, villagehonda.com. The clear out is on. 2023's, you like the Ridgeline? You like the Passport? They're clearing them out. Anthony said, is that a Ridgeline? Out! Oh, is that a Passport over in the corner of the... Get it out of here. So now's the time to swing by Village Honda for some massive savings on the Ridgeline and the Passport. Northwest Auto Mall. Online at villagehonda.com, your dealership for life. Village Honda presents the Pinder Report.
Gentlemen, some Flamesy news out of Edmonton, as was just teased. Yesterday, Connor McDavid stood by a football field where a team had won one game in half a decade and proclaimed how excited he would be to be the home team at said venue. And yes, of course, we speak of the Heritage Classic, October 29th, a Sunday outdoor affair between the Flames and the... Oh, my God, look at this. Whoa. That is one of the digital boards in Commonwealth, and that is a rather new-looking Flamesy type logo thing. Okay, here's Mike Gould, one of our resident nerds, writers, Coyotes and Flames followers.
Right.
Very good dude. The Calgary Flames word mark and the smaller circle will be on the jersey, apparently. The bigger circle on the outside will not. So it'll be a vintage white. So sort of the off-white beigey. We've played outdoors in these, and they're not white anymore because we've had to wash blood out of them and such over the years.
So do we know that, or is this a Mike Gould speculation based on that?
I believe it's a bit of both. And so we go further down the rabbit hole with a lot of these people you'll see on social media. They love the jersey stuff and they mock up their own. And this was a mock-up done by Chris Wilson based off of what? Well, the leak you saw yesterday, but also where did this design come from for the Calgary Flames? Well, maybe it was the old Calgary Stampeders hockey team from, I believe, 26,000 years ago. Have a look at this right here. And I don't know that we can zoom in or not, but it does say Calgary in the top, Stampeders underneath at the bottom, and then, of course, a logo of some sort of a horse in the middle, or maybe a bull. I'm not sure. But that was a hockey team back in the day. You could see how the Flames could be borrowing from that, and I'm sure the whites were a little beigey back then, even though this is a black and white photo. It looks very white.
So the answer, again, feels like speculation.
Yes, heavy speculation that I bet if we put some dough down, these jersey nerds typically don't miss. It's kind of like the leaks where they're just always right, it seems, right?
Got it.
Yeah. So anyway, there you are. There's the big breaking stuff. I mean, huge. I know Noah Hannafin deal is maybe here, but the jersey logo for the outdoor game, we're talking peak interest for Flames fans here.
Yeah. Rhett, you love this stuff.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Just captive. I'm speechless.
Yeah,
it's riveting, really. That's what it is.
So
now,
excited.
One of Rhett's kids that he's mentioned, not your son, but one of the young players in the league that you mentioned last year that you thought was having a really good rookie year, he got MF paid yesterday. Jake Sanderson, who has played not a ton of NHL hockey, is going to make 8 sheets plus a year for a max term 8-year deal to keep him in Ottawa, $64.4 million USD retro. That'll kick in after this season. That, of course, is the earliest you can extend someone is the season before they become an RFA or a UFA. They have locked up their entire core. Stützle, Shabbat, all these cats are in. 5th player in the $8 million range on the Sens. How much has Jake Sanderson played in the NHL? The former North Dakota NCAA
Fighting
player.
something.
77 games, our pal Big Save Nick out in Toronto noted. That is not a lot of hockey, but he did show a lot of promise.
He's a good player.
It's a lot of dough, fellas.
High first round pick.
Highly touted, lots
So
of
if you
tools.
get drafted in the first round and play a few, you are probably going to, like, his dad was going to give him that much per year anyway because he's got so much dough. But I mean,
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Why not make your own?
Man.
Does dad invent the cell phone or the spaceship? What did he do? That's impressive stuff. After he
the
retired.
twisted wrister. That's what his dad.
Oh, okay, the twisted wrister. He invents
Skater. Yeah. Man, it is amazing though that some of these guys coming right out of entry level, zing.
He's got 1 year left on entry level, and he must have come out of college and burnt year one with the last couple of games of just 2 seasons ago to be able to be in the last year of his entry level this year. Like, this is quick to money.
He missed a few because of the bad wrist.
Yeah. 77 games, less than a full season. I'm not saying it's a bad deal. I don't know that it's necessarily that at all. If you're Ottawa and you've seen the Stones and DeBrinkets and Carlsons of the world say thanks but no thanks when they get close to free agency, I don't mind you locking up a guy even if it's an overpay for the first 2, 3, 4 years. Cap's going up and he projects to be a top pair defenseman. That's going to be a deal on a top pair defenseman for probably more than half that contract.
And his dad will finally pay for a drink, so it'll be great for all of us.
Everyone's comes back to you, Red.
Everyone's winning.
Yeah. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Now you always say, okay, so Pinder's got this thing in the Pinder Report, but is that AI? Like, is that real? Mm-hmm. I want you to tell me if this is someone has apparently taken some photos from the future. Someone asked AI to have a picture of Jake Sanderson throwing the cup off the Parliament buildings. That's AI. So just remember what that looks like. That's AI. Okay.
Really?
You can ask it to do these things. Isn't that wild?
This is speculation again. You don't know that that's not real.
That's true. I mean, we're living in a post-fact era now. There are no longer
2 hands, Jake. 2 hands.
Come on, buddy.
Christ.
And Rhett, it does all come back to you and matters about you. You know who loves this deal more than anyone, maybe in the entire NHL?
Jeff.
Yo boy, Rasmus Dahlin. This kid played 77 games and had 30 points. How about I just hang a point per game and run a power play here? Huh? What are you going to pay me, Sabres?
I disagree with Matt Larkin at M. Larkin Hockey. I don't think Rasmus Dahlin gives a lick what Sanderson's making because he's heads and tails above him.
Well, that's my point, is if this guy's making 8, does Dahlin not come in at 11, 12?
Wasn't the number I thought there was something kind of making its rounds yesterday. The 8 times 10.5 for Dahlin was in the works.
That would be team friendly, I would suggest.
That's team friendly. I was thinking it was an
just like Cale Makar, and his number is team friendly as well.
You know what, this comparison is good for the dopes like us to think about because we're like, oh my God, Sanderson, how much money? Well, if it works out.
Oh, I think it's a huge bet, but it could pay out huge. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I would like to see. Not so much the Rasmus Dahlin. Where's the Cale Makar reaction to the Sanderson?
Well, he signed his big deal. He's locked in for 8, so
I know.
7 more years. I don't I see what you're saying. It might be the
every month he would. I'm a bigger deal every single week that goes past. He's the best young player in the game. All due respect to Rasmus Dahlin, I don't think.
How much money does Makar leave on the table here on that last deal?
Man.
A couple million a year? Oof.
It's got to be a great spot to be in, right? When you're making 8, 9 sheets, and it's like, I am doing you guys such a favor.
Yeah.
What a bargain I am to you.
Wait till next time, because I'm getting it all.
Yeah, Cale, you did us a big favor. I owe you a huge solid. Please take this $60 million, $70 million, and we'll find a way down the road to really make sure there's a good one. We owe you a solid here.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
And you get to stay with, the Rantanens and McKinnons and Joe Sakic's of the world. Good to see these D-men getting paid, Red. I know you've always advocated for that. Finally.
So my $2 million wasn't such a big deal, eh?
It was a tone setter. It was you and Scott Stevens really changed the market with your deals. Yeah.
I remember doing radio back then. God, if we could just get this fucking Warner cap hit off the books.
Can he be hurt for this year? We
When's
could really
Warner's-
use this money.
He's got one more left.
Oh,
Oh my God.
He better be hurt. Call him and tell him he's hurt.
Or just play him. Or just play him.
Yeah,
Because
they were-
David
that's
Hale
enough of
was really out there
Oh, damn.
knocking it around.
Warner is.
We had to have Adam Party
working.
really lifted the.
Can't teach size.
Who there? It was really quite a. Who was the other? Because there was it Aaron Johnson?
No.
What was his
Anders
name? Well,
Bubba.
there's Anders
Anders.
Eriksson, but who was the kid from? He was a Columbus Blue Jacket. I thought it was Aaron.
Oh, there was a Johnson. That's
Aaron
right,
Johnson came through, and David Hale, and it was.
yeah. Well, because
Or-
we had the best D in the league. We had 4 Olympians on our team. Remember?
Was that not the year that Strawman came and had a great camp and they basically gave him away for free?
Yeah,
And then
they didn't
had, like,
keep
a
him.
decade of hockey. Like this,
Him
what
and-
are you doing? Keep this guy. Trade someone
Him,
else.
him and Anders Eriksson both came in
Oh.
on PTOs. They kept Bubba and sent
God, that's a bad decision.
and Strawman's still playing somewhere. He's still playing.
I think he played last year. Yes, that's insane. Strawman, right there. In your fucking hands for nothing.
Bubba's such a nice guy, though, right? Hey, Retro?
Great.
Anders Eriksson?
Looked like Santa in one of his pictures.
Unbelievable guy.
Doing great
Let's
work.
move to-
Doing great work with the kids down in Florida.
Yeah, that's right. What's
tough
Strawman
news.
doing? Hey, Strawman, are you giving back to the kids? Probably not, you selfish prick.
Still playing, jerk.
Cashing checks.
Got
Sad news for our pal in Atlanta, Mike Soroka. This he the topic of discussion here for the Braves manager. What is it, Brian Snitker, I believe? Let's have a listen.
Do you have any updates on Soroka?
Forearm inflammation was the cause of the numbness or whatever once he went through the battery of tests today. So he's done for the year. There's not anything that's going to have time to come back from. So, I think he knows and I don't know, what they do for that, but, he'll be shut down. Then he can kind of concentrate when he gets ready on his off-season program.
That's the best case scenario, right?
Yeah, really, nothing, I guess. I mean, it's just I think one of those things, like George said, that I think just happens. If this was April, we'd be going, all right, well, but there's just not enough time. And I think what he did after, coming back and getting this far, I think is pretty good. Credit to him and his work ethic and determination and everything that he's done to get this far into, September even. So, but yeah, I think it's something once they calm that down, then he can get on with his off-season routines.
So that's because he's so diligent, like you've mentioned, that you'd always bet on him to be kind of back to work.
Oh yeah, after everything he's been through, holy cow, there ain't nothing going to stunt that guy. I mean, he's had everything thrown at him you could probably have these last few years and handled it all. That's why he come back. So, he's a strong individual.
Crappy news, and
He's working too hard.
that would be a Rhett takeaway here.
That would be a Rhett takeaway, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Doing
a few
too
more
much.
barley sodas, a little less straining all these muscles you got to use in the season.
Calm it down. Mike, we love you. We want you to have a long and prosperous career, but you're going to have to cool your jets.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a shit for sure.
Still our boy.
Still our boy, still love him. And as Snicker said, everything's been thrown at him and he's persevered and fought through so much adversity already. This ain't no thing. Come on now. He's got it.
Chicken.
Okay. We're moving on. NFL. Today's the day, fellas. Today is the day. Now it is Chiefs. It is Lions. We talked about the line moving and some Travis Kelce uncertainty yesterday. There's also some uncertainty about their best pass rusher. Chris Jones is asking for a raise, Rhett. This happens in the NFL like it used to in the NHL. You don't like your contract. You say, yeah, I don't know if I really want to play. Maybe just give me a raise, please.
This is also a very Rhett move.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
deserve more.
Yeah. I want to do less but make more. So I'm not going to come to training camp and do all these workouts, but I want you to pay me more for doing less. Here's the
Sacrifice
latest and a
whole
quote.
body for you guys.
Quote for the ages from
We don't
defensive. We don't have it. Oh, you
Thanks,
duster.
Jack.
Go find it.
Could have stopped.
It's in there.
before
It's in
that,
there. We'll
Jack.
find it for later.
Could have stopped before all the build up.
I was really building that up.
And finally, after that, here is.
And
Did we play the gridiron music or no?
I think it's copyrighted. That's the damn problem.
On the radio today, that's all they were talking about was Bills music and what they needed to play at the stadium.
Like pump
Must have
up
been-
music?
Yeah. Big
Just
debate.
Slayer?
Because they played that shout song.
Yeah.
Bills make you wanna
Shout.
That's
That's the wedding song. Shout. A little bit louder now. Shout.
Is that your karaoke song?
Hey.
Hey. Isn't that your go-to?
No. Feliz Navidad.
No, Pinder. What was
No, I got the Big Bopper.
the
Chantilly
Big
lace. Come
Bopper,
on,
right?
buddy.
Yeah.
Tighten it up.
Oh, baby, that's
What I like. Here's
That's right.
Travis Kelce and the latest upon him. And tonight's availability, officially listed as questionable for the opener against the Lions. We already mentioned that. It is a bone bruise to his knee. You ever bruised your knee, Rhett? I know you had hip issues earlier.
I don't know that I have, but it doesn't sound nice. Don't they have those bone healing machines now? Can't you just hook
Yeah, I
that
don't have one of those in my house. Dean, do you have a bone healing machine?
I could use one. Use one.
Which
Yeah.
bone are you having an issue with?
Well, there's one bone that needs some serious attention.
Okay, interesting. You know who got paid? Nick Bosa. Oh my God.
Nick.
Now Nick has always been about the money. Didn't he like walk from his last year at Ohio State, like 2 games in? He's like, nah, I'm not going to play anymore. I'm going too high in the draft. Can't risk it. Guy's been waiting his whole life to get the payday, and he got it. Highest paid defensive player in NFL history, and he will play Sunday against Jack's Steelers. Jack was very excited that Kittle and he might miss, and it looks like they're both going to play.
Yeah.
By the way, the Steelers get 2.5 points at home against one of the favorites in the NFC, the 49ers, who Jack think, because they're going to play the Steelers, massively overrated.
Right.
Anyone the Steelers will play, no good, overrated. They suck. This guy's probably not going to play.
Jack, I hope
all
your
these sports books
quarterback-
are out to lunch. The
I hope
Steelers
the
are great, and everyone
quarterback
else.
makes it through the game. I really do.
Okay, let's tee up the Jones thing again.
Yeah. So back
Oh,
to
what?
tonight's.
Who's this Jones guy?
Okay, so
Chris Jones, defensive
who?
tackle for the Chiefs. Will he play tonight? And what about this hold in or hold out or whatever he's holding here? He wants more money. Okay. Here it is. Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone's got one and they all stink. You can't make everyone happy. I'm just asking for a raise. I could be on the field tomorrow, he said. Yes.
just for that, yeah. You
What
need
a
that kind of
quote.
levity in the room.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to give you everything you want, but we're going to need a weekly quote.
Yes.
They need to put a D on that guy's chest because that is a dog.
He's a dog right there. He's a dog with a stinky
it.
hoop, and he might play tomorrow tonight.
They're
I
all
guess.
stinky, yeah.
That's right. He's not unusual in that
Yeah.
sense.
Pay him.
Basketball, Canada, we know qualified for the Olympics. They're in the Philippines.
What?
At the world champs. Yeah, they qualified. That was like a week ago.
We all know
But they're
that?
still playing the tournament, which is amazing. And how about this sighting? Remember the Raptors superfan Nav Bhatia?
Of course.
He's in Manila to watch Team Canada. This guy will not be stopped. It's incredible. There's Nav Bhatia. What a beauty. Legend in Toronto. And then with that Raptors run to the NBA championship, a Canadian icon. And yes, of course, he's in the Philippines to watch the Canadians hammer Slovenia. Well
Is that
done.
the easiest way to become a Canadian icon? Is to be filthy rich and afford tickets to sporting events?
I don't. Who's another one that's done it? Because that's Nav's playbook for sure. I just don't know that. Has anyone else pulled that off? If it's that easy, or is he making it look easy?
Wow, he's got the lead on everybody. Nobody can catch up. He's doing an awesome job, and I'm extremely jealous.
I just don't know that there's a lot of people who would spend their money that way, following the Canadian basketball team to
What a beauty.
Manila.
What are you talking about, Dean? Squad is playing well.
Right.
Yes. Gilgeous Alexander, sensational tournament so far. Anyway, Nav's there. He made his money in the car dealer business over in Toronto. You'd hear his ads on Toronto radio all the time back in the day. Nav Bhatia! You always have sales on. Come on out. Buy a car. Let's go. Super fan, super traveler. Good on him. Speaking of travelers, speaking of legends, speaking of icons, Aussie Brad left us this note, full screen, please, early this morning.
Boom, boom. Pinder. Fucking retro. on the eve of the fucking finals. Now, Pinder, I saw you had the fucking Melbourne Demons. Look at them. They're lit up, along with me fucking beloved Flames. The Demons. You had their fucking jumper behind you a couple of weeks ago, Pinder. Now, get that fucking thing back up. We're heading into finals. Eve of finals tomorrow. We're playing those fucking dirty, rotten motherfucking Collingwood cunts. I tell you what, they're just as bad as fucking Edmonton, Vancouver, toothless motherfuckers. They're fucking pieces of shit. They need to be fucking pounded into the fucking ground tomorrow night. The Demons are coming and we're fucking running hot. Pinder, get that fucking jumper on. You fucking wear it. Give us some fucking love from Mo in Calgary. Give us some love for fucking tomorrow night. We need the fucking support. Now, we ended up 4th and we're fucking coming hard. September, boys. Great time to fucking be a sports fan. The Flames are coming back. The footy's fucking on. I'm loving the work, boys. You fucking keep punching. Boom, go the fucking D.
Yes!
I love this
Who
guy.
wants to run through a wall right now?
Let's go. Come on, Pinder. Yeah, there it is. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, fucking Rice. Let's go. Whatever team that is, let's go. Get that. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
He's never misses.
That
Never
is tremendous. That is tremendous.
I'm getting a demon's neck tattoo. For Aussie Brad.
Now,
So what was now? Because he said you had it on and then it was gone. Did you? Was it something in the
it
background?
was tucked
or-
right back here in the
Okay.
display for like 3 weeks, a month ago.
Yeah.
And no one would have recognized it. These are our pals we went to dinner with. They said, hey, you can use this for your set. And I'm like, no, this is you collect it from Australia. You keep it. He said, no, I want it on the show. And I'm like, okay. And Aussie Brad picked up on it, saw it. And so we're going full Aussie redneck sleeveless AFL. Let's do this. Now I do have a little bit of troubling news because there's a bit of a time change.
Collingwood either. They're
Those
jerks.
MFers, yeah, they're going to be stomped. Here's what we know because there's a bit of a time change. The final has 4 teams, and they played the top seeded club, Collingwood. Those turds. The results are in. The Pies, which is Collingwood's nickname, they survived a massive fight back from the Demons. But apparently a very dirty play in here. Collingwood have survived a massive Melbourne fight back to claim a 7-point win and seal a home preliminary final in 2 weeks. So Melbourne's not done, but now they got to play these 2 other turd teams to try to get into the final, to go to Collingwood to play these guys in the final. So
Quick
maybe
question.
we're a little late on the jersey.
Okay, so quick question.
Yeah.
What sport are we talking about?
Aussie rules, which they call football.
Okay,
there, but
so
it's
not-
definitely not gridiron,
Great
which is what
sport.
they call American football.
Not
Great.
soccer.
Not soccer.
This is Aussie rules football.
Not rugby, not soccer, Aussie rules. Awesome sport.
It's fast. It's physical. It's a huge field. It's like the size of a cricket field, which that might not mean anything to you. It's a huge oval.
What? That's
and then-
that's massive.
That's right. So bigger than an MLB stadium, a big oval, and then yes, it's all massive contact and speed and physicality, and dudes with no sleeves. Get into it.
I don't know what Aussie Brad. So here's the backstory on Aussie Brad. We've never met him. We don't know him. He has I think he used to listen to the radio show. He started watching this show and periodically would send in videos, and they're all like that. He's dialed right in. Big Flames fan. He's got his man cave. We don't know him, but we adore him. He
adores us.
He's our favorite person in the world, and
He's our spirit animal.
we don't know what he does for a living. We think he lives in Australia. We're kind of taking his word for it, to be quite honest.
It doesn't match the time zones. I get these.
Wait a minute. This guy's in Rimby. We're taking a lot of what he's
Might be
saying
in NIMBY.
at his word, but
Ooh, Nimbin.
man, this guy is
Olympics.
yeah. So Aussie Brad is just the guy who's worked his way into the fabric of the show, and God love you. God
He just
love
doesn't
Aussie
miss.
Brad.
Like, has he
No.
ever sent us a video where you're like, kind of fell flat?
No.
Nope.
And we appreciate his close monitoring of the show, apparently.
Unbelievable. Like, just hold it up. I don't even know how he,
Yeah.
like, did anyone else notice this in the backdrop for a month in the spring? Like, wild. Great stuff.
Awesome.
No sleeves. Eh?
So when is this game? What are we doing with?
It's over. They lost.
Oh shit!
But they're not out of the tournament yet. They still have they got to go the back way into the final, I think. And a very controversial hit, but at least it was on one of those turds that Aussie Brad was not keen on. So the good guys, a little bit of a harder path here, but they're not done yet.
Where's Trigger? It was the only thing we were missing from that. We got the neon signs, we got the man cave, we got a lot of MFers. We got a lot of them,
MFers,
a couple C's, some MFers, but we didn't get Trigger, his dog, in there. So
Trigger might have been running at the tempo and volume he heard there. He might just be like, you know what? Might just give Dad a little space.
Yeah, Dad's
wound
in
up for
one
this AFL final.
Yeah,
He's always alone.
He's recording them alone. Yeah. I do. I have many questions about his life. I think we should go investigate. The NHL is supposed to be out there soon.
Trip.
what do you call the ladies in Australia?
Sheilas. Aussie
Sheilas,
Sheila.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's got a Sheila or two.
Or maybe he's just done with the Sheilas. Maybe he's had enough Sheilas in his life. He's like, I got my man cave. F it.
Might have Sheila's on payroll. You never
Got
know.
my big screen. I got my dog. I got my Aussie rules football. Flames. Let's go.
I feel like whatever he's doing, he's winning.
He's
I'm
absolutely.
not. Yeah, he's living his best life.
Yeah,
There's
he's
no evidence about that.
lapping the field for sure.
Remember when he showed us where the bottle caps fall after you crack them, and it was like, oh, this was the pandemic. Like Jesus, that's like a dumpster size pile. They wouldn't let them leave their houses in Australia. You get pulled over, you had to show your ID and everything. Oh, you've already made a trip today. You're done.
We'll get there someday. That's one thing in my heart. I believe some way we will go there and meet Aussie Brad.
You will have to leave your home, but it'll take a long time, but it'll be worth it. I do believe all those things.
Didn't he say he wanted to come here for the Kipper game?
He should. Yeah. What's Kipper? Is that March 2nd against
We need to do a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. To get
I don't know that we do need
get
to be
over
honest. Whatever he's doing, you got the man cave going.
Yeah.
My one or two less neon signs this year and get on a flight.
Oh, that guy's a beauty. God love you, Aussie Brad. God love you.
That's how you're up a Pinder Report on a Thursday, Dean, right there.
Nicely done. Village Honda. They still want to buy your car, by the way, up at Village Honda. Buy your car. It's hassle-free. There's no obligation. Set up an appointment. They'll check out your vehicle. They want those pre-owned vehicles on the lot. They'll pay top dollar, cash in 24 hours. There's some perks along the side. Get a hold of them online at villagehonda.com or go visit them in the Northwest Auto Mall. They're your dealership for life. They're Village Honda. I don't know how you top that. There's some other things going on, but
No.
man, that is so good. That is so good. So what I'm going to do, we're not kills me every time. We're going to just kind of turn the volume down.
Oh, sorry about that.
And then we'll bring the fun back in.
Okay.
But truthfully, this is for McLeod Law. This day in Flames history. It's kind of this day in hockey history. I remember the day very well. I think this is pre-Pinder, or maybe it wasn't. Retro, you and I were doing the radio show downtown in the Bankers Hall somewhere.
Yes.
On this date. And we got the unfortunate word that the hockey team, Lokomotiv Yaroslavl, had been in a plane crash. September 7th of 2011. Plane headed towards Minsk for their opening game of the KHL season. The plane barely made it off the ground and crashed, and 43 people were killed in that plane crash. Among them, 7 former NHLers. Pavel Demitra is a name a lot of people would obviously remember. Ruslan Saleh, Carlos Skrashtins, Joseph Vasicek. And, of course, Flame great, Brad McCrimmon, beloved Flame, NHL assistant coach with the Wings for a period of time. Everybody loved Beast, and to this day, everybody loves Beast. So, and not that anyone is more important, but for Flames fans, he was the one. That one certainly hit home. So, a tough day. 2011. Does it feel like that long ago, or?
It doesn't feel that long ago.
It really doesn't.
Not at all.
That was about a year or two before I joined the show with you guys. I was in the American League at that time, and Dave King, actually, we had on a couple of weeks ago. He went over and coached his team within a couple of years of that incident, and he talked about how that team returning to playing well was part of the healing process, and he'd be walking around the city, and like people were in a state of mourning, and every single day people are still laying flowers out. Like this is not a say goodbye and it's gone. People every day still paying tribute to this beloved team in Yaroslavo.
And I know it was one of those things that when the Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup, and unless you're really kind of paying attention, I lived in Brandon. I worked covering the Wheat Kings for a lot of years. So Kelly McCrimmon, the GM, the head coach, the owner, that whole thing. His brother winning the Stanley Cup, and then for him now to be able to have his name on the cup alongside Brad. I know that was a very emotional thing, as you know, you lose a brother. I don't know that there's anything you can't explain it. I've certainly never lost a brother, but for Kelly, I know that was really a special thing for he and Brad to both kind of have another tie moving forward and for the rest of their lives. So sad day, 2011 on this date, tragedy. Probably the biggest tragedy that the hockey world has ever seen. This date in hockey history brought to you by McLeod Law, proud of their Calgary roots. A big part of their long-standing client relationships, they get the city of Calgary. They get the people in it, the way things work here. And like the communities that they serve, McLeod Law, varied, diverse, sharing a commitment to making a positive impact on the city of Calgary. Good people doing good things. We can't say enough about them. McLeod Law, you can see the website there, Calgary Personal Injury. No one's better at it. No one's better at that than Peter Klein. But whatever your legal needs might be, McLeod-law.com is the website. So there you go. That is no real easy way to pivot off of that. We were talking about Travis Kelce. Now, he's got a brother. I don't know if you knew this.
A Super Bowl champ, too.
Super Bowl champ, yep. And apparently a romantic at heart. Now, they have, and you talk about podcasts, the two of them have an unbelievable podcast. If you've never heard it, they're terrific. But congratulations are in order, as we see on this tweet. Now, I'm not sure who the guy is that tweeted this necessarily. Jason Kelce was leaving his wife Kylie's parents' house before he asked her to marry him. He wanted to do it before training camp started, and he had to ask Kylie's parents' permission. When they got to the car, he told her he had to go to the bathroom, went back inside the house, and quickly asked her parents. When he got back to the car 2 minutes later, his wife said, quote, "It usually takes you 20 minutes to take a shit. I know you didn't just go to the bathroom," end quote. Jason says, "I know this isn't the most romantic way to do this." He popped the question. She said yes. Congratulations to Jason Kelce and his fiancée, Kylie.
Now, I believe this is from way back because they showed a photo of a young Jason, but this was the first unveiling publicly of how it came to be that they got engaged, which is there's love in the air, and good thing it wasn't anything else in the air that was threatened.
And when you just, if you could bring that up one more time there, Jack, when the gal says to you, "It usually takes you 20 minutes to take a shit. What's going on?" She's the one.
That's love.
There's a bond. I feel like the three of us have that kind of. Jack, I hope you find someone who meshes with you that way, that knows your shit patterns and how that all works. Yeah. There's something's going on. You're up to something. That was 2 minutes. So great story there for Jason Kelce and Travis. Any idea, and because tonight is night number 1 of the NFL, do you guys have any idea who the highest paid player will be this year in the NFL?
Well, we just heard Nick Bosa is the highest paid on the defensive side.
Now there's highly paid, and then there's obviously each season.
Oh, so the salary this year.
This season, Lamar Jackson is going to be the highest paid player in the NFL. Any guesses?
I'll say 60. Oh my God.
Front Office Sports on Twitter, at $80 million in salary and bonuses, Lamar Jackson will make nearly double the next highest paid player.
Now that's front loaded, obviously. That's a new deal that he got done this offseason?
Yeah, I think so. Remember, he didn't have an agent or something, right? Like he was just kind of doing his own thing. He was going to roll the dice, and it seems like it paid off. So 80 this year alone. And then there's another look at who else. So number 2 behind Lamar is Deshaun Watson. Questionable human being as far as
He was actually the big sticking point for the Lamar negotiation because I think Deshaun got his contract 100% guaranteed, which is unheard of outside of like shorter term deals. Like I think Kirk Cousins got a 3-year deal 100% guaranteed. And so Lamar said, I'm better than this cat. I want it fully guaranteed. And the Raiders like, we can't do that. No one does it except some idiot team with some scoundrel. So we're not following suit. And that's why this took so long for Lamar.
So Lamar's making 80, Deshaun Watson 46, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, he's also at 46.
Kyler.
Patrick Mahomes will make 40.45 million. Kyler Murray, who likely won't take a snap, depending on what you read or who you believe.
Yeah.
$39 million to not potentially play all season.
When he has taken snaps, he hasn't been that good either lately. He went from like hotshot superstar to like, yeah, they're probably got to get rid of this guy. Let's tank. It's wild.
And the more you hear, it seems like he's kind of a flaky dude too, right? Big into the video
they were all
games.
mad at him because
yeah.
the Arizona had that weird stuff in the contract, didn't they? And then they made him take it out.
Video gaming clause.
Well, yeah, there was some video game clause stuff in there, and you have to watch video because he didn't
watch game film.
Yeah, he would not watch game film. He just had no interest in that.
As for the highest paid on AAV, or the average salary, it's the latest quarterback that's signed because that's always going up. And if you are a good quarterback, you wait for other people to sign, and then you get more than them. And the latest to sign, Justin Herbert, 52.5 a year. And Joe Burrow ain't inked yet. He's going to get more than that because he's next to get paid. It is wild.
I know Alan Walsh, who is a noted NHL agent, is always very quick to bring this stuff up online and on social media. But there is a bit of a disconnect when you see, Austin Matthews, what's it, $13 million a year?
Yeah, 13.25 in his new
deal. It's a
deal.
long way from 80.
Yeah, well, and the revenues are way off. Like, sorry. And Alan, you don't want
13's the average, but so it's a long way from 52.
Yeah.
It's not close. There's the 3 big sports in North America. It's not 4. It's Major League Baseball, NBA, and the NFL are revenue monsters. Then there's a huge gap, and then you have the NFL, MLS, or NHL, MLS is coming.
Look out for the MLS.
It's not a big 4.
Mm-hmm. And then that Aussie rules football.
AFL not that big in North America, but
Collingwood, those bastards, they're just buying everybody, paying everybody off.
They need to get stomped.
They need a luxury tax. Those pricks. Now, one other thing that I wanted to, I saw yesterday, CalgaryFlames.com has gone through a refresh. The people over at the Flames office, they've been working diligently to upgrade and update their website.
Oh, wow. You meant they fired everyone. I was like,
no, I don't think so. I don't think that's
Oh my God, nobody's name's on the website. They've cleaned house.
It's a refresh. We're calling it a refresh. It's a rebuild. Flames won't rebuild, just the website. But this was because again, Craig Conroy, new general manager. We got a new coach. A bunch of things have been moving around. there's also the assistant to the whatever he is, special assistant to the GM, Jerome Iginla. He's been on the website before, CalgaryFlames.com. He has been a staple. Yeah. But let's take a look at the first one here.
Okay.
He's got his shirt and tie on. He's looking sharp. Special advisor to the GM. Look at Iggy. Looking
good.
AI?
Because he hasn't aged a moment, has he? This is AI.
Well, hang on. Some astute fan or observer thought, I feel like that looks familiar. So they went through and did the... Now, again, people with more time than me and obviously better at noticing these sorts of things. Let's go back, time machine. They said, well, what if you took this photo of him from his days with the Colorado Avalanche? Okay. And that gray shirt, that checkered shirt and the black tie, I seem to remember somebody else on the website wearing something similar to that. Was it let's take a look. I wonder if
no they didn't. No they didn't. No they didn't.
So there's the black checkered shirt, black tie with gray.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the first photo.
Booty?
So a little bit of maybe some Photoshop work.
No, that's the team gets
team ties,
a tie and a shirt for Christmas.
Is that what it is? Because I know the Anaheim Angels had their team photo or whatever. They had one of the team guys stepping in for Ohtani because he wasn't there on picture day. So they just had some guy from the front office in Ohtani's gear. But either way, Jerome looks great.
Always does.
Looks great.
Ageless wonder.
And it probably has a lot to do with Jerome's a busy guy. He just probably hasn't been around to have a professional photo taken, if in fact this is the case. And we're just
speculation, heavy speculation.
Heavy speculation today. Reckless, careless speculation. How often are we going to see Jerome around here?
Retro?
I don't think very often.
No.
He's committed to coaching the kid too, which takes up a lot of time.
I don't know how those sort of Super League teams work at his son Joe's age level. Like if there's big gaps in the schedule, I'd expect to see him. But if it's busy, like there's a WHL type schedule, you won't see a ton of them, I don't think. But
it's not as busy as a WHL. But you got to be playing 50 games. You know what? It's going to be online somewhere.
That's right. Yeah, everything is.
Right? Like it's definitely listed, so you could.
This is one of those times where it would be like, no, I know it's got to be. Now I'm not going to go through the work to take a look at it. Or I don't know how to look it up, but somewhere surely there's got to be.
Care less, but it's absolutely available.
Yeah, it's definitely there for somebody who cares more than I do to go look it up. But it'd be good to see him.
He was around for development camp, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just play that out. It'd be good to see him because he'd be sitting up top in the press box watching. Or do you feel like you'd run into him and have a conversation? Or what?
You could sign some stuff for you, Dean. What are you excited about?
Jerome is a positive influence. He's just a positive guy. It's the same as Conroy. They're smiling. They're positive. The mood elevates when they're here. I think that fans feel good having him around.
Yeah, it's going to be different now, though. The fans are going to be all over him. He used to receive accolades, and now they're going to be, what are you doing, Iggy?
Come on,
It's
Iggy,
trades. Come on.
I feel like he can use the Conroy meat shield.
Yeah,
well, I'll tell you what I would
Connie
do.
wanted to.
If I were running the team, I mean, Conroy. I mean, Craig's
just
doing what Craig's doing.
We fought for hours over this.
Yeah. We disagree all the time.
Yeah.
So, and then if something goes right, it's like, well, I told Craig that was probably the right move to make there.
I was the one that said Sharon Govich can really fly.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, was he having a bad year? No, I didn't like that. Apparently, very active at development camp and had personal conversation with a lot of the prospects about what he loved about their game. And really, really, to your point, Dino, like, yeah, he's here, he's there, he's helping out. He's going to be way more active once he's done coaching his kid next year. He'll be launched into the dub. And then I expect we'll see him full-time everywhere in Calgary. But apparently left massive impression with a lot of these young players who got to chat with it. Like, oh my gosh, like this is Jerome bleeping Iginla telling me how much he loved this one play I made on this shift, or that I should be working on that.
We're going to go back to the Stanley Cup the next year, so he's full of shit.
Well, they washed out that year with the lockout. He's not wrong. He would have.
Yeah, the next year.
Yeah. It was Gary that screwed you again after that foot in this crease in Buffalo.
You've always stomped your feet and hollered and bitched about that there's not enough people around that have won. There's no winners. Does Jerome qualify as a winner?
Don't know. I'm not a winner. I can't judge people.
Oh.
Well, you can judge. We can all judge.
He's won a lot, just not the big holy grail of hockey. I mean, he's got what, a couple Olympic golds? Not he's say that again.
Show me your Darcy Tucker. Show me your ring. Oh, okay, Darcy. WHL Memorial Cup.
Oh wow.
No, Jerome's. What are you going to say poorly about Iggy?
I know.
And I think the fire burns especially hot for him and Connie because they don't have rings, to be fair.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not like Paul Coffey coming in to run the power play in Edmonton for a month or two. Like, these guys are invested in this.
It was a mistake for the Flames not to have Lanny involved since forever, directly. And they aren't making the same mistake with Jerome. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Speaking of Lanny, Ryan, remember to have that photo you sent me. We got to have that on the show tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
We'll get that on the show tomorrow.
I'll send that to Jack. It's quite something. As you aptly noted, a lot to unpack in one little photo.
And see, I know you're coming at me, Warner. I know what you're doing. You're coming at me. insinuating that I have some relationship with Jerome. It's not about that. It's the same thing as having Lanny around.
Yeah, I love
Lanny's
having Lanny around.
he's just good people. The temperature in the room comes up a couple degrees when Lanny walks in.
Wow,
He makes
Lanny
you feel better. Everybody comes
Lanny-
away feeling great.
Yeah. Lanny gets propped up by his buddy there that's always tagging along with him, Colin Patterson, and same with
Why do you
Connie.
hate Colin?
There's no jealousy at all, Dean, for that.
Poor
The
Colin
04 group to the 89, jealousy, not an ounce of it. It's,
I'm paying Colin a compliment. I said Colin's propping up Lanny. That was
What did you?
compliment.
The guy that's always tagging
sidekick?
around with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice
Propping him up.
compliment.
Yeah, that number 2 guy that's always floating around the
Flop
Order of
around.
Canada guy. Yeah, him. Oh, I give him a big compliment.
That personal chauffeur guy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, his driver.
That
Yeah,
hanger
Freddie
on
Hamilton,
there,
that guy. Yeah.
That guy. Yeah. It's nice to have good people around, Red.
You guys
Just
going
nice
to the
to-
golf tournament? Tanya emailed me about the Flames golf. Get the invite.
Ooh.
Are you gonna go?
Get invited.
Just gonna say, you gonna make the flight back for that?
No, Dean's coming here.
This is bullshit. I never get invited. You sound like me. Is he drinking Bud Light?
No,
It's not important. Just go back. If you missed it, you just go
Aussie
back.
Brad. Pinder Report's what you need. The end
Just
of the
go
Pinder
back.
Report will
Yeah,
explain
go
all
back to
this.
the
I'm
Pinder
sorry.
Report. Yeah.
It's not a vibe I usually go with. My wife shudders when I go no sleeves. She's like, no, stop. Don't.
Oh, it looks great, buddy. You look great.
I don't think I own a sleeveless shirt. It's time, Aussie Brad. It's time.
Do you have any of those white ones? The kind of
They're
white
stained.
undershirty
They're
things?
stained. I should
Things you-
chop off the arms. The stains might disappear.
My brother gets the old shirts and he'll cut them all the way down to like almost the
Your
belt. So
brother's
it's just
an idiot. Come on.
He is. He's a total Lugan. That's his move all summer. The old T-shirt, slip the sleeves and right down to the sides.
For when he's going to Talladega?
Yeah, or maybe down to Montana on America Day.
Is that what it is?
Eh.
Yeah. 4 Calgary locations of the Hearing Loss Clinic, hearingloss.ca. Rhodesy has, they're at the front, just the front of the line in what they do. The best of the best. At the Hearing Loss on Twitter or X. Do we still call it Twitter?
Not supposed to.
We're supposed to call it X, but if you go to x.com, it forwards you to twitter.com. So they aren't quite there yet. They're not ready for us to call it X yet.
Zuckerberg, he's Instagram, right? He's just staying with Instagram. At the Hearing Loss Clinic. There are locations in British Columbia, Cranbrook, Creston, Fernie, Golden, Invermere, and as mentioned, 4 of them here in Calgary. Fewer and fewer excuses, people. Get in there and have an assessment done today. Kids are back in school. Make it part of your routine. I've been saying this over and over again. It makes a difference. I went in. It's been great for me. Can't recommend it enough. And I think for a long time it was, it's for elderly people. There's babies. There's kids of all ages, men, women. It does not discriminate, the old hearing loss or hearing impairment. Serious health risks as well, linked to untreated hearing loss. Now, Rhodesy will be able to tell you more about it, but it's a neurological thing. When your brain is working at trying to hear things, doing things that it shouldn't ordinarily be doing, then there are other parts of your body, your life, your brain that are being neglected because of that. Don't do that. Go in, get it checked out, get yourself on, go and see Hannah, go and pick, I love the University District.
That's
It's
the one.
brand new one.
That's
Yeah,
your jam?
Nice spot. Nice spot indeed. But whatever's convenient for you. I'm not going to tell you what to do other than go and see them. Book online, hearingloss.ca. And as I mentioned on X, or whatever the hell it is, at the hearing loss. What are we doing for the game tonight? You said you got kids stuff?
I gotta go do some hockey, and then I'll get home. I know that my significant other will have something delicious prepared,
Oh, yeah.
set out in my chair. I found a bigger TV in the basement of the house I'm renting. So I'm having a conundrum. Do you just use it? Or is it not yours and you're not supposed to?
Is it in storage?
No, just it was put away in the original box.
Mm.
tucked back. Yeah, I guess it would be in the storage.
It's kind
area.
of packed away.
It's being
yeah.
stored if it's back in the box.
Right. Are there other items in and around this area that are just free willy for you to use, or is that kind of off limits?
Feels like gray area, Dean. I would. No, I don't know these new TVs very well. Do they have like a? You know, how you can count the clicks on your car, like hours on a boat. Is there like?
I don't know.
Some sort
There's
of
a monitoring system. I don't know.
How many
you can
miles
just
are
test
on
to
it?
See if it works. Yeah, I didn't know if this was garbage or if it was working.
We're
so I just
talking a major
gave it a try.
upgrade, fellas. Like
How
major.
big?
So what's your situation right now? What are you using?
I'm
for
at a
your
lowly
TV?
55. The old place I was in, you were very close to the TV. It was small. This was
You've
a real
upgraded, eh? Big
living room.
upgrade.
I feel like it needs a big TV.
Can you move the furniture closer to that other TV, like in a
Seems
beanbag
stupid.
chair or something?
I mean, what
Plop
am I
yourself.
paying all this money to be in here and I'm not going to use it all? It's just the TV.
Well, let me ask you this: if you feel like if you asked, what do you feel like the answer would be? No.
I've never taken that approach in life, Dean.
But I'm saying in this because you know who you're renting from.
I
Do
know,
you
but
feel
if
like
you
it would
throw
probably be,
things out there to people, they can interpret it incorrectly, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be. I don't want to be a burden bugging these. You know, I'm a renter.
Right.
I shouldn't be. I don't want to.
I just see if it works, Rhett. Maybe just see if it works.
Yeah, because if you feel the answer is no, then you don't want to put them in a position to say no.
Now we're in a sticky spot.
Just didn't know if it worked or not. If it wasn't working, I was going to be happy to take this back to some sort of electronics recycling depot for
I
you, but
saw
it does
I
work.
saw you had it back in the box. I didn't know I was going to return it for you, but I wanted to make sure it was fine. I wanted to know what the issues were.
Now, I've known you to be a guy that drops big TVs. You have dropped at least one, to my recollection.
85. I've got long arms, but 85 was too much.
Yeah.
Big
Even
wingspan.
for your wingspan, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get you one of your kids. Can help you.
So go for it.
Yeah.
These kids better not be lollygagging in the locker room here. I got my one kid is the slowest undresser in the history of hockey. I
you
was a
can't
slow
have
one
it. You got to
myself as a youngster.
incentivize these bastards.
tonight.
My middle guy, second guy out of the room last night.
$5 at the concession if you're out in less than 15 minutes, and that would be world record for him. That's a PB. That's career best. We really got to motivate the one cat because I don't want to be missing too much of this football. We gone how many 8 months without football? We need this.
Problem is those are the good times, right? Sitting back, skates are loose. Boys, what's happening? I was recess. Football tomorrow. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Tag.
Very social. Wants to tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As Rhett said, Ryan, you need to incentivize these bastards.
That's actually the problem now is that nothing happens when it's not incentivized. And
Yeah,
these
I know.
bastards are
These
starting
bastards.
they're negotiating like people that have hijacked airplanes and sitting on tarmacs in the tropics. Everything's a bloody negotiation.
Yeah, they really do hold a lot of
Yeah.
clout for no apparent reason.
So are your two donkeys, Ryan, on the same team?
We are doing this is a skate before the evaluations, and so it's hey everyone, we have some ice. We'd like everyone to make sure you try out your new equipment or your skates.
So what
bigger.
stupid rule does Hockey Calgary or Hockey Canada have for twins? Like you're probably not allowed to be. Well, you're twins. We can't have you together.
They have been on the same team 2 years in a row, and luckily, there's
that's maximum. We can't have that anymore. Stacking your team.
I do think the association, which is Glen Lake, will ask if there's a preference for them to be on the same team or not, but they probably won't put them on the same team if they're not at the same skill level. No, luckily they have been.
Also,
very
it's not a
different, but
fair
similar
system,
skill.
so you get preferential treatment.
I
That's
certainly don't.
bullshit.
Okay.
Can't have that.
You can see with parents like Rhett why they have so many rules.
Every time he goes on one of these rants, the next time I see Kabelka, it's like, what's going on with Rhett? Rhett's always taking a run at us. Like, what the hell?
You know what, Kabelka? You're like a teacher. You're doing a job that nobody wants to do.
Is that what it is?
Is that one of those?
Can you
backhanded
imagine
compliment things?
that? I had to deal with 19 parents last night. Like,
How'd that go?
How did that go?
1900
Parent meeting.
No,
Parent meeting.
No. Like a teacher gets what, 25, 30 max?
up to,
No,
yeah.
because it's a.
Did you lay the
citywide-
hammer down at your parent meeting last night?
Ah,
Here's where the bear shits in the woods, and let's go.
everyone's got a butthole, and they all stink, and
That's
you
right.
all stink.
You stinky-assed parents.
Yeah. Take your opinions and shove it.
What's up, Jimmy's mom? She smells delicious.
Yeah, if you
Like
can stay
you.
afterwards.
See you at the party.
You
Got a
dress
thing or
nice.
two to say to you. Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you after. What? You in the back?
I want to talk to you about your kids' ice time.
Yeah. In fact, we should probably every other game we should have a chat just so we stay on top of it,
Let's take this off campus. I don't want any of the other parents mucking about here.
fellas. Coming up, what's the date today? So like next weekend,
Oh, jeez.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.ca
Griggs.
is the website. September 15th and 16th, Oktoberfest.
Oh,
What do they
September
say?
15th and 16th.
Prost or whatever it is. Look at there it is. There it is. Get ready.
Baby.
Raise up your steins and celebrate the only authentic Oktoberfest in Calgary, presented by Far Brewery. Far Brewery can
Excellent
transform the event center into a lively Bavarian village. Traditional music, vibrant decorations, flowing golden brews, mouth-watering pretzels and bratwursts and sauerkraut and other delicious
yes.
German delicacies.
Oh, man.
Lively sounds of polka bands ringing through the air from 5 p.m. until, it says, midnight.
That's late.
September 15th, September 16th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. There's your general admission, and I saw there's some VIP packages. I'm not sure exactly what's, why. Why?
Do you have any Lederhosen, Dean? Break out your Lederhosen.
Delicious.
Nope.
Oktoberfest 2023. Grey Eagle Event Center presented by Far Brewery.
Okay, A, great beer. B, this is authentic because look at the dates. Why are you doing it in September? Because that's when the Germans do it. Don't be fooled, right? You've been to Oktoberfest, haven't you? You went out for World Cup
You
there?
want me to send you a video? You can
had-
yeah.
We had the video last year of you Oompa Loompaing your way around in
That
there.
was
He
my broken back.
tapped the keg.
Well, that was the Hofbrauhaus. Yeah. Good.
How did you break your back?
I got wiped out by a stupid kid. On
Right.
ice.
Yeah. One of those little bastards.
Guess who's not back?
Oh, yeah.
Cut.
Grey Eagle Event Center. Go check out everything that's going on. They got the stage bar. They got live music every weekend over at the stage bar. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.ca. They got other events coming up. ZZ Top is coming.
Really?
Nikki Glazer, great stand-up comedian. She is going to be there. Tickets at Ticketmaster. She's got legs and knows how to use them. Yeah.
Knows
All
the music. Have you been to real Oktoberfest in Germany? Oh, that's got to be.
I'm
bucket
too
list.
busy doing this show, bringing
I
joy
know.
to the folks in Calgary.
We should take it on the road next year. I feel like mid-September, quiet times. We do something.
God, we got a lot to get to. Aussie Brad, we got to go all the way to frickin' Australia.
Yeah.
Do you think we're
Well, we
doing
gotta-
this next year?
Oh yeah, the month of September.
Wow,
Because
absolutely.
we have to work the month of September, and there's all happening other than football starting. So
I think
We
that
might
time
as well
change
do
could
it.
work out in our favor too. We just
This show's been
bring in-
great. We had Aussie Brad.
MVP.
We yesterday we were talking about diarrhea on a plane.
Yeah, it's been improved for sure.
We're coming out of the gates lightning fast in September. It's been unbelievable. So good.
there's no way we'll be able to maintain it.
I don't know. Football tonight, which means Betway bets. Tomorrow we'll do our point spread picks for the weekend, but tonight the opener. What, you're not gonna do anything for it? Of course you are. Betway, get the Betway app on your phone. Go in, see what they got. Pre-built bets. They got all kinds of things going on at Betway. Get it on your phone. Play along. Why wouldn't you? Bet the responsible way. Ontario 19. We don't whatever Ontario. Bet the responsible way with Betway. Ryan has put together some of the propositions for
I went
tonight, and there are plenty of them.
props. So we have Lions at Kansas City at Arrowhead. Here are two of the bets, and this comes directly off that tweet we saw yesterday on the program. Patty Mahomes week 1 is just another level of, he's not mortal. He becomes a demigod. He's never thrown less than 3 touchdowns in week 1. I will take over 2.5 passing touchdowns.
How many interceptions?
And he's never thrown an interception ever in week 1. In 4 or 5 seasons, he's combined for 0 picks. I will take under 0.5 interceptions. Keep those trends alive. Patty Mahomes in week 1, plus 125, minus 134. Betway, bet the responsible way.
And there's a ton of them too. I know on the opposite side of that, Mahomes, as you showed yesterday, the 0 interception trend.
Deadly.
Jared Goff on the other side has been pretty steady with throwing interceptions. Yeah, and for you could get the Goff over 0.5 interception prop bet too, if you want to get on that. But there's tons.
It's not going to pay that well, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Over 0.5s. It's a big minus there.
Yeah, but there's that's what we do. It's what we do. It's why we love the football. It's fantasy football. It's the gaming. Let's be honest.
Who are we excited about tonight, fantasy-wise? I want to see Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie running back for Detroit. Very highly hyped. You talked about it yesterday, Dino, in a Rookie of the Year bet. First-round running back, not the fanfare that Bijan Robinson's getting at Atlanta because of how high he went. But Gibbs is an absolute lightning bolt. Quick.
Very athletic. He's very athletic. Curious to see Sky Moore on the Chiefs side. There's a lot of hype around him. It's
second year
guy, especially if Kelsey's out.
Yeah.
What weapons are there for Mahomes to utilize? And there's some thought that this guy could be primed for a big year. Mahomes makes people look good.
Yeah, he's good at throwing the ball to people that catch the ball. That's what Sky Moore is supposed to do this year.
Yeah.
Interesting take.
And there it is. There's your week 1 stats. 5 years in the league. Remember, he set that 1 year behind Trent Green. Who was it? No, it wasn't Trent Green. It was he went to
Alex
Washington.
Smith.
Thank you, Alex Smith. Geez, you're going to make him sit the whole year. I don't know if the guy's any good or not. Yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the math quickly, that's 18 touchdowns and 0 picks over 5 week 1s. Pretty damn good. Woo.
How'd you do
we
that
have any fantasy implications tonight, boys? You got anybody going in these games?
I played my tight end.
That's right. You got that tight end, Laporta.
But he's on the bench, is he not? You got
he is right now.
Get the Muth going.
He's got the Muth.
Well, I have a hard time with the Muth because the Muth head sitting in that room with you is.
He's a Muth addict over here.
Yeah,
he is a total Muth addict.
Yankee Muth addict.
I don't want to benefit from anything that he's part of. So.
That big Muth, yeah.
Trade him. Basically guaranteed a 2-0 start because
you want him, Jack?
Now that you've got Laporta, obviously Freiermuth is.
Put the Muth on the block. Yeah, I'll make you an offer for the Muth.
I'll give you Komet.
Cole Komet, get out of here.
What?
He's got a tight end. That's why he's trading you Freiermuth.
Oh, boy.
Do you have any Bills? Do you have any Buffalo Bills in your team?
If it has a Bills emblem, I will do it.
Yeah, Bills for Steelers swap. That's a natural. That's like old Wilsey with the Dolphins. He'd be taking backup O-linemen, trying to ram him into a flex spot if he could.
Betway bets. Betway, bet the responsible way. Our buddies over at Betway, the official gaming partner of Barn Burner.
This is Betway season, boys.
It is total Betway season. Total
I'd
Betway
like
season.
to combine with you guys to do some long-term picks, though. The ones you were talking about yesterday. Futures, that's what it's called.
Futures? You want to do some futures?
We can peek at some of those tomorrow.
Sure,
and we will make our 3 picks against the spread. And we will have those from Jack, you two, myself. It's not 2 picks.
Well, yes. So people know what we're talking about. The rest of us will
now.
We will make 3 picks each week against the spread. Rhett says it's 2 because regardless,
it's always
he is taking the Bills home, away, plus, minus, don't matter. So the Bills plus 2 picks for Rhett every week with our Betway picks.
I'm looking at his team. Whoever his quarterback is, he's got to be going there. He's got Dak again. It's going to be Bills and Cowboys every week. So you only have to find 1 pick against the spread outside of those 2, buddy.
Unless it goes like went with Lamar, because I think you were a big Lamar guy last year at the start of the year, and then he started to
He was hurt. He was bad.
What'd you say he's making this year?
80 million.
80 sheets.
He was undeniable last year. So
It was
good.
dog shirt.
Was it last year or 2 years he had to run in and take a shit? Was that 2 years ago he had to run into the locker room?
I recall it. Lucky he wasn't on a plane.
Yeah. Well, you don't know that. Maybe it was. Now,
Maybe
Jack,
I was.
are you as drunk blind with Steelers betting as Retro is with the Bills?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
regardless?
I've got my week 1 bets for the Steelers.
Is that right, eh?
It's already gotten picked out.
What are they getting? 2.5 at home?
Yes.
2.5. Yeah, I got that. I got Pickens over receiving yards at like 43.5.
Oh, yeah. I like that, actually. Hammer that.
Johnson's at like 43.5 over.
Oh, boy.
Najee touchdown.
Oh,
Pickett over.
Okay, this is a
Yeah,
lot.
Roethlisberger, and yeah, it's all good.
Antonio Brown over 15
Although
subpoenas.
I saw this morning, Mike Tomlin at
good.
home road dog, which they will be against San Francisco, 13-4-3.
So as home dogs, that stat again?
13-4-3. Mike Tomlin.
So take those points. Straight up would be the real ballsy bet there, Jacko.
That's right, Jack. Give your balls a tug. Let's see what you're made
Win
of.
it, Jack? What do you got?
Lightweight.
I'll take him straight up with you.
All right, let's do that. What are we putting on the line here? Let's get one of them hot chicken sandwiches down the street and see who sweats the most.
Right. Yeah.
Are
We
in?
had our
Okay. What's our hot level? You know the hot level. Do you know what level sandwich for the loser? Winner gets to pick their flavor. Loser buys both. Loser has to do something a little too hot to be comfortable.
I'm not involved in this, am I?
No,
This
it's
is
just
you
Jack
and
against
Jack?
me on the Steelers. Straight up against the Niners.
Jack, are you sure you want like straight up?
It's
Yes.
very confident.
Then go right to the top, big boy. He sounds pretty confident.
We'll go hot. We're not going to go crazy hot because the medium back when I tried it, it was insane hot. So the hot will be very hot. I know they've kind of dialed it back a little, but it's still very hot, though hot.
I think it depends who's working the kitchen.
Yeah, that's probably true. We'll see who's
Like
working back there.
The medium today was quite a bit spicier than yesterday.
You don't
Not
want
sure
to be like that guy at the pub a few years back. You don't need that. That's
Or me in Puerto Vallarta. Remember the hot sauce? Ooh, it
Gross.
was not good.
Gross.
Probably a good note to end on.
That's probably enough for today. Enjoy the football tonight
on my big screen.
on your
Someone
new
else's
big screen. Get some help with that.
And I went out and got the best blue cheese sauce ever. Made a
Stinger
special
sub?
trip.
Homemade stingers?
Special trip today to go get the blue cheese sauce.
All right.
And what are we doing with it? Is it for?
I actually
fans?
may. It's not going to be a stinger. I've got some ground beef, so it's not really chopped steak, but I am thinking of a stinger version where I'm going to chop up some chicken, fry up some ground beef, put the hot sauce and the blue cheese right in there, toast the bun.
Oh.
Yeah, I got some bad news this morning as Mama was leaving. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going after work, so I'm not going to be home for dinner. I'll be home
dear.
late."
Oh,
So you're going to have to watch that game alone or with your son. That's too bad. I'm sorry, dude.
So
Hey, hang in there, kid.
thanks, boys. T's and P's.
Get one of those wheels from Mad Rose. Get that
T's
right
and
to your
P's.
door. Oh.
Yeah, get her brought in. Enjoy the football. We'll be back tomorrow. Support the sponsors. Like, subscribe. We appreciate you. Tell your friends, unless you hate the show. then
Keep
just shush.
punching, boom!
Keep punching, boys. Motherfuckers. See ya.